And welcome back and welcome. I'm Casey Campbell from Great Lakes Post, another edition of Casey Campbell Live. Let's go with that. We're now joined by Ryan Repko of Venturini Motorsports. I know this has affected sports across the board, but you've been, what have you been up to?
Just trying to, stay in shape, work out. That way I'll be in shape to race again. All my my classes at UNC Charlotte have been moved to online, so I've been kind of working on that as well. And then a lot of iRacing just to pass the time, Everything's been shut down, so the Toyota Performance Center, we don't go there anymore because we'd have more people than we need, or we can have because of this. And simulators obviously been shut down by NASCAR, and obviously events have been suspended. So I haven't really been up to too much beyond that.
Yeah. What have you been up to pass the time, bud?
A lot of iRacing, just to be honest. I mean, just and that seems to be what a lot of people have been doing, just because I've seen a lot of names on there, and there's been a huge spike in members from what I've seen. And then just schoolwork. I'm a finance major at UNC Charlotte, and I'm pursuing my degree and doing what I can to do online classes and try to stay caught up on that.
Yeah, I'm taking a few online classes myself. How do you like that? Because I know a lot of people use platforms such as this and some others, but how do you like the virtual style classroom?
I gotta be honest, I don't like it as much. See, I like being in an environment where I can ask questions and make sure that I have a good grasp on what's going on and listen to other people's questions and, even get help from people around me. And with this environment, I just don't have that. And then when you search on the internet, you don't know if the information you're getting is correct or not. And it's just, I feel like there's a big gray area there. So I personally like the traditional classroom better, but we don't really have much of a choice right now. People's health is definitely the priority.
Yeah, how's it? How have you been kind of adjusting to this? This, like, maybe I don't know. A lot of people call it. I just call it staying at home. I don't like to use the word like quarantine and stuff. That word kind of feels like you're trapped. Do you feel like you're like kind of like trapped at home a little bit?
I mean, definitely, because, I would interact with a lot of people throughout the day, like if I were to go to the simulator in the morning and then I'd go to the Toyota Performance Center, then I'd have afternoon classes. So I was interacting with quite a few people a day. And now to go from that to just the three other people in my immediate family,
Yeah.
It's definitely a big adjustment. And I'm sure a lot of people are having kind of the same experience because a lot of people do classes and go to work and stuff, and it really goes to show the social interactions that we take for granted. I don't particularly enjoy going to school just because it is what it is, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you really take for granted being able to interact with people and not worrying about a virus.
Yeah. I know you got a chance to race once for Venturini at Daytona. How was that experience?
They're a great organization. Unloaded and had a really fast race car. It's just a lot of things out of our control took place that really caused us to not quite get the result that I think we deserved. Because, we had a great car. Qualified, I forget where, but it was somewhere mid-pack because our group didn't really stay bunched up in qualifying, and that kind of killed it for the whole group. Then in the race, we actually got up to, I think, 7th, which was pretty good I think we started like 16th or something. It wasn't very good, but it wasn't our fault. But we had a really good car. That just goes to show that we were able to come through the field like that, but then eventually getting taken out by the big one, which is out of our control. It's a shame, honestly, because it's a great opportunity and they're a great organization. I'm really looking forward to running 4 more races with them the rest of the season.
Yeah. Speaking of that, have you been talking? Have you heard anything from ARCA or anything of when possibly? I know Toledo just got postponed, but is there anything really coming from them as to when racing could possibly get back going again?
So I haven't spoke to anybody directly at ARCA, so I don't feel like I can really effectively answer that with any sort of accuracy.
Yeah. When do you think you'll get back racing again?
It's hard to tell. I really don't have an answer for that just because I don't have a background in viruses or anything like that. So I don't really understand what kind of action it's going to take to get rid of this or to protect the public. And
Right.
it's hard to tell, man. I mean, this is something that nobody really can prepare for or knows about. And this is uncharted territory. So it's kind of hard to tell what could possibly happen or what could come out of this.
Now we've seen like actual racing being replaced by iRacing. How has that been going? And I know you have you. I don't know if you have you had experience with that before that all this happened.
So I kind of did it for fun since 2014. I've had an account, and I'd just do it whenever I'd get bored, and I'd get some friends on, and we'd have a race or something like that. I don't think that the races are like actually being like these aren't points races that people are running, but the organizations are putting them on just to kind of fill the blank space where nothing's taking place. And I haven't ran any official races yet that have been put on by any organizations, but I'm talking to a few people about trying to make something happen to where I could run like a league or something just to kind of, elevate it a little bit to where like I could have some sort of consistency, but it's fun. It's definitely something that's good for the general public. I like it because, so if you want to feel what it's like to be a football player or something like that, you can go buy a football at any store and you can go play with your friends or something. You can't get a race car if you're a member of the general public. So iRacing is really the next best thing because it's the most realistic simulator that's available to the general public. So I think it's great for fans to be able to kind of get a little sense of what it's like.
Yeah, we've enjoyed iRacing the last few weeks, and I know NBC's kind of pushing them out there. I mean, of course, the Cup guys are doing it. IndyCar's kind of doing it too, as well as IMSA. Do you think you could race maybe other types of cars with that type of software? Do you think like maybe race an IMSA car, an IndyCar? I know Junior's doing that this weekend at Michigan, at virtual Michigan.
I don't know if I could do any official races because those are typically invite only. But I mean, yeah, I've got all the cars on there and stuff, and I've tested some stuff. And I mean, it's fun. It's cool because I've never driven an Indy car. Probably never will get a chance to drive an Indy car, a Formula One car, something like that. But you can kind of hop in one on there and kind of get okay, a little bit of a feel. I'm sure it's not exact because I mean our cars aren't exact on there, but I mean it's close enough to where you can get a sense of what it is like and kind of um I mean I used to use it for practice in the late models because what I would do is I would load up Martinsville before the big Martinsville race, and I would know that my lift points were going to be pretty different once I got there, but I could still visualize the racetrack because the cars and the track are the same size on there since it's all been laser scanned.
What's your class load like, and how many classes are you taking? As obviously as everyone made the transition online, what's the class load been like? Are you feeling maybe a lot less stress because of that?
To be completely honest, I'm a little bit more stressed because I don't feel like I'm getting quite as much out of it as I would in normal class. So I'm kind of worried for when I go to take the following class after these classes, whether or not I'll have enough information to be proficient in those or if it's going to take a lot of effort to get caught up. But luckily I had lightened my load just because I knew that going into this ARCA deal that I was going to need a lot of time to be able to put forth a ton of effort into it and really get the most out of this opportunity because it is a major opportunity to be able to be a part of the TD2 program with Toyota and Venerini Motorsports, obviously just the peak organization in ARCA. But I'm taking 3 classes right now and just doing what I can.
Yeah. And what do you think? How do you think fans will respond once racing does get back going again? I mean, actual racing gets back going again.
So I think with everything, now I'm not an economist or anything, but I mean, to me, it makes sense. I think people are going to be, right now, we're all really bored and we wish we could go outside and be a part of things. So I feel like attendance should go up, or viewership as a whole, at least. Um, Along with, I think everything will. I mean, people are going to want to go outside. People are going to want to go be a part of things. I mean, because right now, I think everybody, kind of like what I touched on earlier, I think people are realizing what we took for granted before and are really wanting to be a part of things now.
Yeah. What and last thing, what have you done to pass the time besides, I know you're taking 3 classes and doing some iRacing, but what else have you done? Have you like Netflix, Hulu, did you watch a lot of TV or what else? What are you doing?
You know, I never really have been much of a big TV or movie guy. Now I will watch races and stuff from the past on YouTube and stuff to try to, but they're with ARCA cars or something that I'm going to be racing to try to better myself, to try to see if I can't learn anything. That's been a big thing of mine. Like anybody that's around me will tell you that I ask a lot of questions to try to improve myself and try to get better at the sport.
Yeah. Hey Ryan, thanks so much for joining us. I know you've been adjusting to things like everybody else has. So good luck to you, and look forward to when racing does return, whenever that date will be.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep.